8025, an image obtained by Airbus's commercial satellite, it shocked the Western media. World Armor Tuan ship. It was named after Admiral Nakhimov of the Russian Navy. Back to the sea. After 30 years of hibernation and $2.5 billion were poured into the upgrade process. It's no longer an old Soviet-era warship that are now armed with powerful weapons, including supersonic missiles. The question is risk. That will become the new symbol for the rise, or this is a big trick from the Russian Navy. Admiral Nakhimov. One of the 4 ships. Cruiser armor belongs to a scheme of 44 Oland. The NATO code name is Kirov. It was built in the 80s. The battleships, it is expected to become the mainstay of the Soviet Navy. Written in the 21st century and beyond. They're born with the goal of defeating the battle groups. United States aircraft carriers from which to assert power and dominance. Absolutely the Soviet Union. Across the globe, or expectations on the Oklahoma project, to the point of using dynamic nuclear muscle on all the ones that are built. It should be noted that at that time, the Soviet Union was pretty good at this kind of technology, especially for surface ships. It's a show of a Navy aircraft carrier. It's powered by a nuclear engine. It's more than 2 football fields. And water shock 28,000 tons. The Olin class is among the largest surface ships. It was built after World War II, not to mention the aircraft carrier. They're designed for high speed, capable of crossing 30 knots per hour, nearly 60 kilometers per hour, in optimal conditions. The armament of these ships is also extremely diverse. There are 20 P-700 Granite anti-ship missiles, same S-300F air defense system. It's a demonstration of Soviet military doctrine. At the end of the Cold War, it's a lot of firepower on a hull. Has high speed, about Nakhimov. It was started at the Balkan shipyard, Leningrad City, in the year 1988 BA and launched in the year 1986. It was originally called Kalinin. 2 years later, the ship joined the Northern Fleet. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. The ship and its unit become part of the Navy. Russian state from year 1992. Kalinin was renamed as it is now, in honor of the legendary Admiral Pavel Nakhimov, famous for his role as commander. During the siege of Sevastopol in the mid-19th century, where the Russian imperial team faced off against the British-French alliance Ottoman and Sardinia, the ship remained in service for the next 5 years. They are rarely seen at sea. Last to 5997 due to the impact of the post-recession, the Soviet Navy could no longer afford it to keep large ships like Nakhimov afloat. It ended up in a factory in northern Russia and made an immobile case in it for almost 30 years. You think the fate of Nakhimov is too bleak. In fact, it's much luckier compared to my sisters. Admiral Usakov. The same Lazarev was decommissioned and dismantled in the Oglet family. Besides Nakhimov, there was only one younger brother named Peter the Great. It is located at the command base of the Northern Fleet. Its fate is also very uncertain, because there's a possibility that this ship will be scrapped. After Nakhimov returned to service 2012, an intensive and comprehensive modernization program called the Project A44.2M was born. The plan outlines how weapon systems can be used. Sensor and the reactor of the Nakhimov-class cruiser will be improved. SAO, suitable for war environment, the modern Navy of the century. 2-1 mid-year 2 not 1350 billion groups, about $800 million, has been allocated as a budget for the upgrade process. The goal is to take the ship, return to operation in year 2, no 18. The work actually started in 2014, and what happens after that? It's a pattern that's often seen in large-scale military projects. Big and last, continuously rejected, 20201, 20204. And now it seems more realistic, probably 2026, parallel to the extended time. The budget also swelled to 200 billion groups, 4 times the original number, despite the obstacles. Moskova persists, in part because it's cheaper to upgrade existing ships. New shipbuilding, August 2025. Nakhimov goes to sea for the first time after 30 years of hibernation to conduct the tests. Experiment at sea. This process originally took place in the White Sea. It will then be extended to the Barents Sea later this year. And early 2026, in the context of the Russian-Ukrainian war, it's still going on. It's intense. Moscow's only aircraft carrier is the Nestov Dodgers. Has been lying dormant in the harbor since year 2, no 17 Russian Navy, really. We need to succeed in Nakhimov's experiment to enhance military credibility on the international stage, despite the heavy pressure. Everything. It seems to be going in a positive direction for them. The Russian Defense Ministry said Nakhimov has completed the first phase of sea trials in a nice way. The Navy is focused on for the systems, including electric motor power, electronic orientation, and communication. It should be noted that even if you pass all these tests, the ship is not ready to return to service until the state-level testing is completed. It's basically the last evaluation, confirmation that Nakhimov is capable of functioning. About the time of completion, many military sites give the same answer. That's 2026. Whether the ship will meet this deadline or not, it's just part of the story. Because it's not just about reshipping, it's also the equipment that it's going to carry. Take the battleship Tuan Duong Nakhimov into every naval war school between 10 years, 202 Tenj. That means a full upgrade. Weapon systems and sensors, the original Granite P-700 anti-ship TL launchers, has been replaced by the VLS vertical launch system, modern submersible fitting under the deck. This basically has enhanced the ship's combat capability and flexibility. Nakhimo. More specifically, old configuration of 20 launchers for Granite rockets, designed for a single role. Is anti-ship. They've been dismantled and replaced with 10 modular VLS. Each unit consists of 8 multi-purpose ejector tubes, capable of deploying a variety of missiles, so that Nakhimov could fire whole-line accumulator cruise Calip, including anti-ship variants, ground attack, and anti-submarine anti-ship version, carrying a powerful explosive warhead weighing 450 kilograms. It's optimized to pierce the hull and explode. Damage to important systems such as engines, weapons, and command infrastructure. The missile will hit deep into the target before the slow explosive is triggered. That's how I quantified the damage. This ensures the clip is disabled, or destroy even the most heavily guarded warships like an aircraft carrier or a destroyer. Rocket using two-bin jet engine, allowed to reach 220 sails range, up to 300 kilometers, while maintaining the journey at supersonic speed. In the final phase, a fully secondary system will be operational, accelerate calipers to max 2.9. This feature enhances the impact force of the missile, reduce the reaction time of the system, no enemy, improve the ability to successfully attack. Along with that, thanks to the multi-mode navigation system, this weapon can effectively attack enemy ships, even in environments with electronic noise. Next to Caliph, Nakhimov now has the ability to deploy supersonic cruise missile BAM-2. Dragon is designed to perform both anti-ship and ground attack missions. Its strongest advantage is the max speed of 9. That's about 11,000 kilometers per hour. This makes Jason particularly dangerous, because it leaves the enemy's defenses without enough time to carry out timely interception measures. They don't even realize there's an approaching threat. High speed and maneuverability to make this missile the ideal weapon to attack naval targets such as an aircraft carrier. It's very well protected and difficult to sink, thanks to the giant size when used. For ground attack missions, Dragon can destroy important military infrastructure, including the command center, airports, and other strategic targets. The missile's operating range can reach a maximum of 1,000 kilometers. It's the same as the battleship Nakhimov. Will be able to control a large area of the Arctic Ocean. Another prominent feature of Dragon is plasma invisibility. In particular, it creates a plasma cloud during flight. Ultrasonic transducer absorb radio waves and make it harder to detect by radar with these equipment. Nakhimov turned into a floating fortress, heavily armed in both quality and quantity. It can carry up to 80 long-range missiles simultaneously. Parallel to the harmonic attack, defensive equipment also receive upgrade packages. Outdated S-300F long-range air defense system and the ship's associated navigation radars has been removed. Instead, it's a more advanced surface-to-air missile system. But it hasn't been revealed. Most likely the S-300 former or S-400 has a longer range. According to Nav News, Nakhimov will have 96 dedicated launch tubes. For surface-to-air missiles, put it on the scale with a total of 174 missiles of various types, the Russian cruiser. Make sure to generate more firepower than Tai-05, Destroyer 5 of China. Sejong, the Great-class destroyer from South Korea, Ticonderoga-class cruiser, and the United States Navy's Albert-class destroyers, that number of missiles. It's not a weapon. It's not the only thing the ship carries, because it also has CWS close-range defense systems for close-up and face-to-face situations. The Castan assemblies are replaced by Panzer despite having 2 6-barrel swivel cannons. It has a rate of fire of 10,000 rounds per minute. But compared to the old combination, the Panzer is equipped with additional surface-to-air missiles. 20-kilometer range can hit 4 targets at the same time. In addition, the modernization process has enhanced the Nakhimov's anti-submarine warfare capabilities. Before, it always carried a series of rocket measures and torpedoes for this mission, but now we've added the NK-PK system. Along with the Ovet missile, basically, Ovet is a weapon compatible with the UKSK vertical launch system installed on Nakhimov. It's a torpedo light sword team, deployed near the submarine site. Or UUV detected together these systems. Give the cruiser-class armor a multi-layered defensive shield, helps to combat underwater threats by intercepting short-range torpedoes, to attack submarines 10 kilometers away. The heart of the ship. That's its dynamic system. We're still focused on nuclear power. What this means is Nakhimov possessed the ability to operate practically in an unlimited range. It's just punished by periodic refueling, reactions about 15 times, and the need for food supplies and other necessities every 60 days that tie the systems on board together is a command structure modernized control and sensor. Although the details are not fully published, the refit includes the installation of new systems, capable of including three-dimensional search radars, and the harmonic control array is updated along with electronic warfare equipment. All the positioning equipment and the information is also signed on Nakhimov will be replaced by digital. Specifically about aviation equipment, the ship remains as it was in the Soviet Union. With helicopter K-27 specialized for anti-flooding mission, this is due to the limitations of upgrading. With all the new upgrades, Battleship Admiral Nakhimov that we're seeing right now. It's a powerful combination of long-range strike missiles, advanced air defense, and modern sensors. It's all powered by a nuclear engine. That's what made Dean Allen. Became an engineering wonder in the 80s. The question now is very clear. After putting in over $2.5 billion and a range of modern weapon systems to upgrade finally Russia. Residual how we're going to use this heavy jaw cruiser. For electric Kremlin ship. It's not a relic of the old Soviet glory, or a restorative symbol just to show off your pride. Instead, they're looking at it in a much more pragmatic way. In the new role, Nakhimov will become flagship. It's also the firearm of the Northern Fleet. This is Russia's most important force. In the Arctic waters of the Atlantic Ocean, the same strategic waters bordering Europe, the cruiser was upgraded to perform a range of strategic functions, included long-range strike with regional air defense, cruise missiles control of large areas of the sea, and put pressure on enemy navies. The main mission is in the north. Does not exclude the possibility of Nakhimov will be deployed to more distant seas whenever the situation requires. Mikhail Bunyashenko, director of Sevmash shipyard, who's responsible for overhauling the ship, replied to TASS news agency. That Tuan Duong ship, it can operate in any ocean in the world, regardless of climate or weather conditions. With the new weapon configuration, this isn't just an advertisement. Instead, it reflects the way Russia. They want to reassert their naval position. The prospect alone makes NATO is forced to transfer forces, a significant number of ships, aircraft and equipment for tracking, prevent or block the threats from the battleship. It's even more remarkable. When both Caliph and Dragon are on Nakhimov, they can all mount nuclear warheads, like that. The ship is not just a conventional means of attack, it's also a strategic threat hunting platform. It can perform the same role as a submarine, carrying cruise missiles in many situations. However, no matter how well equipped, Nakhimov also cannot operate alone. The Russian side itself emphasizes this. Vladimir Martsev, representatives of the movement in support of the Russian fleet, to state frankly that warships are dying because they're operating alone, from which it can be predicted that Russian Navy to deploy 3 to 4 ships big fight in collaboration with Nakhimov, it's all going to be a powerful enough punch. The entire north side of Naruto had to deal with it. Moskova's intentions were clearer. The Nakhimov wasn't built for retail. That became the center of the surface battle group, where it's the main firepower and air defense shield. This cruiser armor will be an essential tool help Russia project influence beyond the region my sea. It's a political military signal to the world. That Moskova can deploy long-range strike power in any ocean they want. It's the backbone of a fleet of ships. But the Nakhimov will not be like an aircraft carrier, surrounded and protected by your team. Instead, it's a giant mobile missile measure. To enter an area, pressurizing with long-range action, then immediately maneuver to a safe position before the enemy could react. In the context that Russia needs a flexible punch to appear, the aggression then disappears. This is the weapon they need. Despite the fighting in Ukraine, it's going on very nervously. It's almost certain that Nakhimov will not be deployed to the Black Sea to take part in a special military operation. The reason is clear. First, according to international law, Turkey takes control of the movement of warships through the Bosporus and Dardanelles, with a neutral attitude like today. Ankara. There's no way to allow a giant nuclear warship like this. Nakhimov enters the Black Sea second. The Russian Navy has painful experience with the Moskva flagship was sunk. The lamp is a narrow space. There are many beaches, Ukrainian-controlled and deployed anti-ship weapons, so a large-scale combat operation in the area, that would be the ideal target. The third design of Nakhimov, allowing it to be suitable for long-range fighting, in other words. It's not a weapon for the Ukrainian battlefield. It's a tool. Serve a broader strategy of the Kremlin party. The next problem is what percentage of Russia's optimistic statements is trustworthy. In the West, they have a more strict view. Dmitry Gorenberg, a scientist who works at the Center for Marine Analysis United States Army, has repeatedly stressed that the Russian shipbuilding industry is in trouble. Moscow's naval ambitions. It seems painfully unrealistic. Until Russia reestablishes the shipbuilding industry, they can't compete with China, Japan, or Korea. The cost of maintaining old ships has increased, along with the new shipbuilding, while the quality of maintenance and shipbuilding declined. Nakhimov completed the upgrade and returned to service. Russia may not have completely lost its public capacity. Navy career. This means the ability to sustain, and it's been running steadily for years. What Moscow is having trouble with, the clearest evidence, is the tragic fate of the carrier Nasov when it's constantly on fire, damaged by oil rust. It is located in a long-term repair port and cannot go to sea. An argument often made to justify for the condition of the ship. It's bad design. It seems that this theory collapses when we look at the case. Ship variant of the same class as Karnasov China has acquired the overhaul and run it under the name Liu Nin. The aircraft carrier is operating stably, and no disaster, like Nakhimov's sister, Peter the Great, has been running TRU smoothly for many years before it goes into storage in 2022. But this example shows that the problem is not the design of the ship. It's about maintainability, logistics, and organization of the Russian Navy. Another factor should also be noted. It seems Russian Navy shifts focus from capital ships to the escort force frigates and submarines because they're within reach of financial capacity and current technology. I put my hope in Nakhimov. But upgrading or building giant warships like it, consuming too many resources that they could have allocated to more appropriate projects, with the demands of modern warfare. In summary, according to the battleship Admiral Nakhimov to be reborn to play a strategic role, a long-range missile platform deterrent tool, and a means of pressurizing distant seas. However, these ambitions are fraught with doubts. Whether the ship will be strong enough to threaten NATO, is Russia capable of maintaining the ship for decades to come? Nakhimov represents the rise or will be a testament to their current limitations. Time will answer everything.